All right, what's going on, guys? Good afternoon. Bitcoin seems to have found some degree of support, but tomorrow we got that weekly close coming, guys. We got that weekly close coming. Very, very important. Where are we going to close? Are we going to make our way back up? Are bulls going to step in? Are we going to stay inside this descending channel? Are we going to come down and fill the CME gap to the downside? Guess we'll find out. Let's get into the chat, guys. See what's going on out there. We got 0 super chats to start the stream. Restful Mind, what's going on? Good afternoon. Curious what the market is going to do. Yes, no kidding, man. Everybody should be on full alert, paying attention. What is this market going to be doing next? William, good to see you, brother. H. Barbarina in the house. Paul, good to see you, my dude. Good to see you, man. Funky, bought my compressor. Time to inflate this bouncy house. There you go. Roberto, I think I'm starting to get the hang of these swing trades. There you go. Yes, I dropped 4 more trades this morning, guys, in the trading group. If you're not over there, you're missing out, guys. Like I said, I dropped 4 more trades over there this morning. I will be dropping some more this afternoon, probably 3 or 4 more. So it's like 8 trades just today, guys. And right now, we started our Christmas season deal already. 50% off for all new Patreon members. Use the code down in the chat to get signed up, guys. Jared says, happy Saturday, everyone. Putting the screen down and doing some yard work for the day. Got to get out of that headspace sometimes. Exactly, man. Exactly. Nothing wrong with that, brother. Nothing wrong with that. Remember, guys, we actually have Blockchain Buzz episode 5 tonight at 6 p.m. Central as well. You're going to want to be here for that. 3 special guests. Looking forward to that. Cody, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Danny's in the house. Quentin, I see you, buddy. Kizza, hey Rob, first I hit the like, then I asked the question. There you go. That is a great system you have in place, brother. Isaac, super chats. There you go, 0 super chats. Well played, sir. Well played, my friend. I love you, buddy. Big Kev says, thanks, Rob. I'm here for the ups and the downs. The market is the scariest and the most wild roller coaster I've ever been on. Yes, but the gains will be super fantastic, right? Absolutely. Where are we here? Uncharted territory is exciting and nerve-wracking, but I'm just going to keep stacking. It'll go up one day. Thanks for all you do, Senor Rob. Absolutely. Mew 2, by the way, in the house. Kizza, been a bear market for alts this whole year. Yeah, no kidding, eh? We're getting to realize it now with data. Yeah, well, I mean, with just the price action, really, right? Alt season is starting. That would be nice. Most charts are pretty shocking right now, yeah, but they can be shocking to the upside in rather short order as well. 1 for alt season, 2 for bear market. Vote now. I put a poll in the chat. Let's see what everyone's voting for right now in the poll. 76% of you guys say bull run comes first before the bear market. So keep voting, guys. Keep voting. JD Beats, have you ever tried to reach out to the Myriad team for an interview? It might be helpful. I did. I can try a different way, though. I can try to reach out to them in a different way, for sure. Dave, what's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Let's go, baby. Absolutely. Yes, there's the code right there, guys. 50% off signing up for the Christmas season. Don't miss the deal. Beebs, good afternoon. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Adam, what's up? What are your honest thoughts on the big bounce like Colin talks about? He mentioned maybe even see above 50 if we're really lucky. Well, here's the thing. I see what he's talking about, and I'm about 60-40 in favor of what he's saying, right? Because there's a lot of metrics to point it out. We do have a bullish divergence on the 12-hour for the RSI for Bitcoin. We have a whole lot of shorts piled up, right? Sentiment is in the pooper. The death cross is playing out today. Now, the death cross is a bottom indicator as well. It's a lagging indicator that represents a move that's already happened, not a move that's taking place already, that's going to take place. So there is a lot of validity to a potential large bounce to the upside, for sure. Plus, we are in a bullish structure, as you can see here. What we need to do to break structure, though, to start an uptrend, is we have to get above and close above $106,000, right? We got to put in a higher high than this one right here. As you can see, it says need a higher high. That's what we need. If we can do that, then we've started a new upward trajectory. So that's what we're watching for. We also have a CME gap right here, this big red box here, between $104,000 and $110,000. So that needs to get filled as well. So yes, there is a lot of validity to what Colin Talks Crypto is saying. So yeah. Cody says, feeling any better, Rob? I hope you're healing fast as well. Well, the hip is still dislocated. I went for x-rays. Got to, hopefully I don't need any kind of surgery or anything like that. So, guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe on the way in. We got 161 people watching. We have 52 likes. Let's get to 100, guys. You can do it. Put your back into it. Jay Money's in the house. We got Bulbasaur, our third Pokemon of the day. If I unsubscribe to Patreon, yeah, we designed it so that people couldn't. I know you're joking, but I had to design it so that people couldn't do that, because even though you're joking, there's always that one guy that tries it, you know. There's always that one guy that's like, how can I give less and get more? You know what I mean? Isaac, what's up, man? I'm glad I joined the swing trade tier. It's going to pay off nicely. I can feel it. Absolutely, brother. Like I said, I dropped 4 new trades in our trading group today. I'm dropping 4 more this afternoon. So, and with 50% off right now, guys, you're going to want to get over there. If we break above the 50, I'll leave my socks. We're going to hold you to that. I hit Gary Daly. Boo, BF6 servers down. What does that mean? What does that mean? Or my hat. Ditto, fourth Pokemon of the day. What's going on, man? What's your honest opinion on privacy coins long term? I'm not a fan of them long term. Well, I'm a fan of them, but I'm not a fan of what I believe the government will do to them, right? I believe that there will come a time that governments will introduce legislation that bans privacy coins. It's just common sense, right? Because privacy coins, what do? Well, they hide your transactions. They hide everything. What is the government trying to do? They're trying to lay out legislation so that they can make sure that they're taxing everybody properly, right? They're going to view privacy coins as potential tax avoidance, right? So I think at some point, privacy coins will be under attack by the government, world governments, right? Because if there's one thing we know for sure when it comes to world governments, they want their tax money, guys, right? Root Network is pumping. Nice. Depends on which time frame you're asking, Topsy. Like I said, Bitcoin needs to get above 106K to start a new uptrend, if that's what you're asking. Dude, get a dryer running. Get that dryer running. The sound of it calms me down. Yeah, I can text the wife, ask her if she wants to come and go into the laundry room and do some laundry. Oh man, Beebs. If we do close under the 50-week MA tomorrow evening, are you expecting a major sell-off? We could see a sell-off because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? I think if we get a weekly close below the 50, we'll get a sell-off, but only because people will panic sell, right? But I also think we'll see a V-shaped recovery as a result, because there's a lot of strong personalities, a lot of strong people out there, like you guys, for example, most of you guys, who are going to buy that dip like that, right? And it will come right back up again, in my opinion. So yes, Beebs, we could see that kapoots followed by a V-shaped recovery. So listen, not financial advice, but it might not be the worst idea in the world to hold a little dry powder on the side just in case that happens, right? Ben, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, man. Derek says, what's up, Brother Rob? Should I drop 1K on B3 or BTC, or should I wait? I actually addressed that question in my DCA portfolio video that I put over on the Patreon this morning. So I'm pretty sure you're over there, Derek. Watch that video that I posted. I'll walk you through my reasoning behind what you should be doing with your dry powder right now and stuff. So check that video out, brother. Oh, Taku, my guy. What's up, man? Glad to see you alive, brother. You're alive, brother. Hope you're feeling better. We were worried about you. Yeah, I dislocated my hip moving a dryer because the old dryer was making too much noise. So my wife got a new one. So of course I had to move it, and I blew my hip out. So I know the beard, the Santa beard, and the blown out hip doesn't really age me very well, right? BBP, what's up, man? Finally caught live. Yes, it's been a minute, brother. I'm still buying Zebek. Nice. There you go, man. Zebek is a great steal of a deal right now. Oh, House in the house. What's happening, brother? Benjamin, happy Saturday. And Crypto Future Team, let's get this volume. There you go. Strawberry Dragon in the house. What's going on? CMC AI is pretty dope. Nice, nice, nice. Samuel, can you talk? No, that's probably a scam. Can we see a short squeeze soon? Yes, Chris, we absolutely can. The shorts have piled up to a monumental degree compared to the longs. So yes, absolutely we could. You need me to take your mind off that pain, son? Major pain. I haven't seen that movie in ages. Kizza says, reach out to Colin Talks Crypto. Rob, both of you are grounded in this crypto space. You know what? Yeah, I'll reach out to him. I'll reach out to him. I haven't seen him do any collabs anywhere, so I don't know if he does them or not, but I will invite him on the show for sure. Rise Above in the house. Oho says, double top on silver. Are we going to go higher? Double top? Are we seeing a double top on silver? Let's have a look at silver. Silva. Let's go to the daily time frame. Yeah, that's as double toppy as it gets, brother. That's a double top right there for sure. I would guess you're at least going to come back down and test the support level here at $47.94 roughly. But yeah, you're probably breaking down from here. That's definitely a double top on silver on the daily. Good eye, O House. Good eye on that. Yes, it's still possible. It's just a matter of when. Hero to zero, win or lose together, all in, brother. There you go. Milk Money says, hit the likes, not the nuts. Yes, absolutely. All right, guys, we've got 186 people watching. We have 65 likes. Let's get it up to 100, guys. Let's get it up to the 100. Patreon member here is Telcoin, a real world utility project. Thinking about investing. Yes, it is. However, as far as Telcoin, buying Telcoin right now, and now this is just my opinion, I think that Telcoin's coming back down to retest about 2053, roughly 2053. That's where I personally would look for an entry point if I wasn't holding it. That's where I would look for an entry point. So yeah. Okay, so we are caught up in the chat. Okay, sorry, Samuel. Sorry, man. AI comment wasn't a scam. Is changing to Eliza. AI16Z. AI16Z. Is this a meme coin? What is this? 2 cents right now. Oh, it's AI. On Solana, $30 million market cap. It's got fantastic tokenomics. AI made in USA. Very nice. Yes. All-time high. Wow, $2.47. It's 2 cents right now. It's been absolutely decimated. It's got all the listings. I mean, it's got the potential. I don't know what their token unlock has been like, but I would need to know why it went from $2.47 to 2 cents in 11 months. Could just be market, right? But if there's FUD, I would read about it. I would research the FUD on it. If there's not, then it's just regular price action, normal price action that organically just launched and dropped. Then yeah, I think it would probably be a good entry point, though it's not financial advice. Rob could lift grow man in the ring, and now a dryer taps him out. Man, I feel you're getting nice. Love your interacting and responding to the community and comments live. New subscriber here about a week ago, and I appreciate you and sharing your skill on technical analysis. Thumbs up. Hey, thank you so much, man. Official brother. Thank you so much, my official brother. No worries, man. Yeah, it's funny you say that, because that's actually why I started this channel in the first place 3 years ago, is because I would go to all of these different YouTube channels, and none of the YouTubers would respond to people in the chat unless they were sending money. And I thought that was, I mean, listen, super chats are greatly appreciated. They support the channel. They show appreciation, and they're wonderful. But I don't think that you should only respond to people who send you super chats. I think that's kind of cringe, right? So I decided to make a channel where I responded to every single person in the chat. And I'm sure a time will come in the future that the chat's just too busy, goes too crazy that I can't. But I'll still do my best, right? So exactly. I feel like everyone should feel like they matter in the community and they're not ignored, right? So absolutely. Thank you for pointing that out. Ceiling Fan says, dang that pull. You think we actually might be in a bear market now? Let me check the poll. What's it at now? 80% of you guys think we're gonna hit a bull run before we hit a bear market. Andy, my dude. Milk money, I'll take a hit in the nice. It's being migrated. Okay, with a 1-to-6 ratio according to Uphold. I appreciate your comments. Hope your hip gets better soon. Thank you, Samuel. Yeah, I'd have to look deeper into the project about the whole token migration and stuff, but it's interesting. It's interesting. All right, let's get into the news, guys. We're all caught up in the chat. So I wanted to cover, we'll save I have a Jasmy article, but it's rather lengthy, so I'll save it for a live stream later tonight. XRP ETF, the XRPC records 245 million inflows in market debut. Canary Capital's XRP ETF made an unexpected impact on November 13th as it entered the market with stronger demand than forecasts suggested. The fund, trading as XRPC, drew notable attention as hidden inflows exceeded visible activity. Its first day drew analysts' attention as ETF share creation methods shared early signals of institutional interest during its market arrival. Canary reported net inflows of $245 million in one day. The figure surprised market watchers because trading volume looked modest at first. Nate Garcia highlighted that the gap existed because issuers added new units through in-kind creations. These transfers use XRP instead of cash and do not appear in regular volume data. Data from SoSo Value initially showed no inflows on launch day. The fund's asset later updated to more than 243 million, showing the size of the underlying movement. This adjustment cleared confusion among early observers who wondered why visible trading seemed low. Once corrected, the data reflected stronger demand and traders first believed. A market analyst noted that the launch drew less public notice than expected. The analyst also pointed out that the inflows of this size from a single ETF could hint at broader interest once additional XRP products reach the market. The remark stayed cautious, but did not claim any guaranteed outcome. So basically what he's saying is that a lot of people were anticipating this to be a massive catalyst for price action in XRP, but it was kind of a nothing burger, right? Now, that doesn't mean that the that the inflow volume isn't crazy and it's good for XRP in the big picture, but it was not, or nor was it ever going to send XRP's price parabolic the day of launch, right? The debut placed the XRPC among the strongest ETF openings of 2025. The fund reached $26 million in trading volume within the first 30 minutes. Activity rose to 58.5 million by the close of the trade. These levels pushed it ahead of the opening performance of the well-known Solana ETF introduced earlier in the year, which is crazy because the Solana ETF actually offers a 7% yield, I believe, through Grayscale's GSOL, I think it's called. The 245 million in net inflows ranked as the largest first day total among all crypto ETFs launched this year. The number also placed XRPC ahead of more than 900 ETFs introduced across markets in the same period. It came close to matching the first day inflows of major Ethereum ETFs released the year before. So it beat Solana and almost tied Ethereum. Why is my nose so damn itchy? Ripple's chief executive commented that it's finally happening. The event marked a significant moment in institutional XRP access. The statement reflected long-standing expectations that an ETF would eventually reach the market. A debate formed around how the settlement process affected XRP purchases linked to inflows. One market watcher argued that ETF inflows settle on a T+1 schedule. This view suggested that asset buying connected to the first day of inflows would appear the following day, not during the initial session. Another analyst, James Seifert, disagreed and said the impact may already be reflected once inflows are reported. This counterpoint focused on how the ETF mechanisms interact with existing liquidity. The exchange highlighted the challenge of interpreting new ETF data during active launch periods. A separate estimate explored how demand might scale if more XRP ETFs drew inflows similar to XRPC. Using 245 million as a base, the calculation projected $2.94 billion in daily inflows across 12 products. The scenario was theoretical and depended on uniform interest across all funds. So that's what they would be expecting if we saw 12 different companies offering spot XRP ETFs. They would anticipate $2.94 billion in daily inflows. There were also clear limits to that projection. Only 8 of the listed XRP ETFs featured spot exposure. The rest rely on futures contracts and don't buy XRP outright. These products can't impact price in spot market purchasing and have lower odds of any result more from uniform inflows than identical ones. Still, the first day showing of XRPC marks an important milestone. Can we see this continue, or will we see a little bit of a correction outflow in the spot XRP ETF? We'll see. What do you think about Quant? I know you deployed it a while ago, but where do you think it's going to go? I could see it being $500-600. I like Quant. I'm a big fan of Quant. I could see it hitting $1,000, really. Danny, here we go. What's up, buddy? There she is, the one and only, the Gamma Goddess in the house. Let's get this money. Jay Doran says, joined the swing trade tier this morning, watching videos and learning. Be trading really soon. Yes, absolutely. And if you're new, make sure you try out demo mode over on BTCC as well. You can do the trades that we drop using demo mode so you don't risk your own money. Guys, it's 50% off right now to join the Patreon. Get over there while this deal is in effect. Pico, what's up? How's your day going? Mine is perfect. Need more of me? Check out my new merch page. Yes, exactly, guys. Pico does have the merch page. I don't have a link for it or anything, so I can't bring it up. But yes, definitely check it out. It's on the website as well. Right, let's continue. What else do we have going on? Harvard increases their Bitcoin ETF holdings by 257% to 442.8 million. Harvard University expanded its Bitcoin exposure after increasing its iShares Bitcoin Trust position by 257%. The filing showed Harvard Management Company raised its position to 6.8 million IBIT shares as the school responded to changing market conditions and broader institutional flows. The latest 13F report revealed that Harvard moved from 1.9 million shares in June to 6.8 million shares in September. This increase according to Bloomberg's ETF analyst Eric Balchunas, showed a rare change among major endowments that usually avoid ETF structure. Since the filing placed the IBIT at the top of Harvard's reported positions, the change introduced the next trend visible across the portfolio. The change becomes clearer after examining the update weightings. The IBIT now is ahead of Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, and NVIDIA within the disclosed allocation. The filing showed IBIT representing 20.97% of the reported portfolio. According to the SEC document, this setup then leads to the broader context behind Harvard's parallel move into alternative assets. Alongside the Bitcoin increase, Harvard nearly doubled its gold exposure by raising its SPDR gold share position from 333,000 shares to 661,391 shares. The stake now totals $235 million and reflects a 99% increase over the previous quarter. This expansion, which happened at the same time as the Bitcoin purchase, suggests Harvard focused on assets seen as hedges during uncertain monetary periods. This dual change also moved Harvard up the rankings of institutional IBIT holders. The university shifted from 29th place last quarter to one of the top positions among reported holders. Since other institutions disclose similar moves, this trend connects directly to the rising number of pensions and university funds that increased their regulated crypto exposure in 2025. So, big portfolios are still adding spot Bitcoin ETFs. So CFART after GSOL, I'm out. Be aware, if you and Caesar did another video live stream together, that would be super fantastic. Yeah, Caesar is going to be a regular guest on our Blockchain Buzz show. He will appear randomly, so you guys got to make sure. We deliberately do not tell you who the 3 YouTuber surprise guests are going to be because we want it to be a surprise. We have 3 new guests tonight at 6 p.m. Central on today's episode of Blockchain Buzz. So, yeah, you never know who's going to be there. Maybe it's Caesar. Maybe it's someone else. Who knows, right? All right, let's keep going here, guys. I wanted to get into Squawk Box just a little bit here.
In all the cities, you should look at.
Ad kicks in right away. So, see if we got any chats that we missed. I'll be waiting for this ad to complete. No, I think we got everything. Bitcoin, 96,000, still seems to be holding support there, guys. But will we see a collapse down to 91 or 92K? Very, very possible. Methinks probably.
Walmart, Lowe's, all the major retailers, many set to report results next week. Joining us now on what investors should expect, Manny Chirico, LNK, a partner and BCI brand chairman. He's also the CEO of PVH. Manny, I guess given the last quarter to the third quarter, when you're so conservative in your guidance based on maybe problems that people were forecasting because of tariffs, most of them beat those lowered expectations. So I don't know, what do we expect the outlook to be for this next quarter?
I think there's 2 things. I think coming out, just what you said, Joe, I think the third quarter, retailers will make their numbers or exceed their numbers overall. Coming out, inventories are clean. That's the good news. I think the challenge retailers are going to face is, given the higher costs that they're dealing with, the strategy that they have in place is lower promotions than last year, trying to manage their gross margin. And I think given a relatively compressed holiday season, Thanksgiving is on the 27th, it's 1 day more than last year, but still in a relatively compressed, with all the uncertainty that's out there, my personal opinion is it's going to be a more challenging holiday season going forward. I don't, most estimates are in that plus 4% sales range. I'm more in the range of 0 to 2%. And I think the result of that will be
a big difference.
The need to really get more promotional in the holiday season, given the short selling season, and will put pressure on earnings going forward on a general basis.
Yeah, it's hard to be promotional when you're already trying to maintain margins for a variety of reasons. There's a few tailwinds, I guess, gas prices, things like that. Manny, right? In high-end consumers,
Joe, it's not all doom. It's not all doom and gloom.
Tell me.
The government shutdown didn't help only because it's only 1 to 2% of the workforce. But relatively speaking, it just created more anxiety in the market. Now there's a real question about interest rates going forward, and I think the consumer's hearing all this noise, and it just puts more pressure on them as they go forward. And I think the categories that are going to be really pressed are going to be the discretionary items, apparel, accessories, electronics, because I don't think there's anything that's really coming out that's all that new and exciting. So I think those areas are going to see more pressure, and I think potentially more promotions than are being planned.
It's interesting because you, just like the consumer, you pick out some winners and some losers, but your winners are not the ones necessarily that benefit from the high-end consumer. They're companies that can help the low-end consumer, I guess, find value. I mean, you like Costco and Walmart and TJX.
Yeah, I think those, absolutely, Joe. But I think it's more a trade down. I think what you want to try to avoid as a retailer is being the guy in the middle. I think if you have a strong value message, I think you'll attract in this environment more and more consumers. So I do think TJX, Costco, and Walmart will continue to perform. I think on the other end of the spectrum, clearly I think luxury will be fine, but I'm talking about more, strong brands, more in a niche kind of market, somebody like a Dick's Sporting Goods or an Abercrombie and Fitch that is strong brands, a more affluent consumer, and the execution for the last couple of years has been off the charts good. So I see those as continuing to perform as we go forward.
So department stores, no. And we used to say Target and Walmart. We don't anymore. So Target, you're not enthralled with at this point either. And just department stores.
Yeah, look, I think department stores are going to be in a tough environment. I think, unfortunately, I think Macy's has been actually outperforming and executing well, but I think it's still going to be caught in the middle. I think Kohl's will have a difficult time. And I think, look, I think sooner or later, Target is going to figure it out. That's too good a management team. But I don't feel they're in a position for this fourth quarter to really turn around the ship as much as they'd like.
Everybody's talking about affordability. Manny, what do you attribute that to? Is it housing? Mostly, was it the inflation spurt that we saw a couple of years ago? And prices never go down. The inflation is permanent, and then it just goes up from there. But is it that it's on everyone's lips? And I mean, people are feeling it too, though. People, it's not just talking about it.
I think that's right, Joe. And I think look, there's two places they see it every day. It's in gas prices, which actually is a positive as people look at that relative to where it's historically been. But if you go into a supermarket, or even a Walmart, everything is significantly more expensive. And we could talk about that we've somewhat bent the cost pressure curve from a high point of 9%, but we're still dealing with inflation on top of that's in that probably close to 3%, and tariffs are just not helping the situation. And I really think the tariff situation gets worse next year because the retailers have eaten a lot of it, especially on discretionary items like apparel and footwear, and they've pushed it back on the factories. But once we get into 26, there's no place to go because every country is basically at a minimum has a 15% tariff rate or something as high as 25%, where I think India or China are going to be. So that pressure from where goods are sourced is just going to continue, and I think work its way into the inflation story.
Could be a tough holiday season, guys. Could be a tough holiday season for these companies. Let's get into another piece here. I love Cesar. He's awesome. I look forward to seeing him here and y'all's dialogue. Hey, absolutely, man. Absolutely. He just did an episode of Blockchain Buzz with me about 2 weeks ago, I think. Z to the U, really looking forward to tonight's collab. Those have been the best weekend crypto live streams by far. Yeah, here's the thing. I started doing those because, well, I mean, you guys know why I do them and stuff, but I would love to be able to do Blockchain Buzz Monday to Friday. It's really, really difficult to book in other YouTubers, though, because I'm booking in 3 YouTubers every episode, right? Plus myself. Some of them are on the other side of the world, so it's really, really difficult for me to achieve that by myself, right? So yeah, but I'd love to do it more often because I think it's becoming very popular, blockchain buzz. I think people like it. So Beebs, Rob, I remember you talking about the 2026, 2027, we could see a big downturn such as a possible recession and quite a bit of unemployment, kind of like we're seeing now. Yeah, I think it's going to get way worse, though, in 2027. Bruno says, I remember when XCN went crazy, you couldn't read all the comments on YouTube chat. Way too many. Yeah, a lot of those people will come back when everything goes crazy again. Yeah, that was nuts. There was quite a few times I couldn't get through all the chat. It was nuts. Looking forward to tonight's episode. Was pleasantly surprised to see Zebek Man. Yes, ZBCN Man, absolutely. He's another regular for sure. Bitcoin's drop near critical zone as key on-chain signals flash mixed bottom signs. Bitcoin has now fallen more than 20% from its recent peak, marking one of the sharpest pullbacks of the 2024-2025 cycle. Traders are split between calling a bottom and bracing for deeper losses. But two major on-chain indicators from CryptoQuant help narrow the picture. One of the clearest signals comes from short-term holder MVRV, which has slid into the 1 to 1.5 or 1.15 band. That range has repeatedly acted as a reset zone during the cycle, so we could see a big bounce there. In other words, based on pure valuation, Bitcoin is entering territory that has previously produced rebounds if macro conditions stop deteriorating. Trump, Powell. The more complicated signals come from the long-term holders, the LTH net position change flow, that this cohort has been net sellers over the past 30 days. So OG Bitcoin buyers have been the ones guilty of doing the selling lately. The long-term holders have sold even at past market bottoms, so their behavior isn't perfect timing. They're outliers. Not always predictive, but consistent selling from this group still introduces extra downside risk. The key signal traders want to see next: long-term holders shifting back to accumulation. Until that happens, every bounce faces structural resistance from supply hitting the market. So the OG buyers have been selling, and what we need to see is OG buyers flipping back to buying again, right? So that's another metric we're looking at. Danny says Zebek Man was good live last Saturday. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ethereum exchange supply on Binance drops to lowest level in over a year. Should you buy Ethereum and this cheap crypto now? The decreased supply in Ethereum on Binance points to adoption and optimism about Ethereum's future. A stable and decreased supply of Ethereum suggests that Ethereum is being accumulated instead of being traded. This phenomenon could reduce the chances of net selling Ethereum, which may signal future opportunities to net sell. Traders continue to look for opportunities to net accumulate the price of Ethereum below the most observed resistance level of $3,700. For those looking for the best possible investment in the crypto space, Ethereum is still a strong candidate to consider right now. At the same time, Ethereum holders understand well the economic value the new Ethereum competitor provides a perspective. They're gonna shill another product here, Mutant. So yeah, we're not going to go any further with it because we're not going to shill some project that I've never heard of, right? But Ethereum, yes, not financial advice, but it is in fact a good buy at these levels. Let's get into the main story now, guys. So Bitcoin hits 94K, faces massive 1.1 billion in liquidations. Bitcoin experienced a dramatic liquidation imbalance of 512.73% as its price dipped to approximately $94,000, resulting in over 1.1 billion in liquidations led by long positions. This event marks a significant shift in market dynamics driven by long-term holders' capitulation, ETF outflows, and derivatives deleveraging, affecting market sentiment and broad cryptocurrency stability. Bitcoin's recent dip to 94K led to a significant liquidation, as we know. Bitcoin sharply declined to 94K. Okay, they keep repeating the same thing over and over again. The liquidation event caused pronounced effects on the broader cryptocurrency market. Major tokens like Ethereum experienced significant outflows, highlighting the vulnerability of over-leveraged positions during dramatic price shifts. Financially, this event influenced market perceptions, driving bearish sentiment across trading platforms. The Fear and Greed Index entered extreme fear territory, underscoring dramatic shifts in their trader confidence, which is yet another metric for being a fantastic buying opportunity, being in extreme fear. This liquidation bears resemblance to the 2022 FTX collapse, illustrating similar patterns of market panic. Historical comparison suggests the event marks a typical bearish market retracement. Analysts predict potential recovery paths for Bitcoin, with projections linked to gold correlations. I got a cough. Sorry, guys, that came out of nowhere. Past trends indicate that strategic reserve holdings by institutional investors could mitigate long-term impacts. So people are using the gold chart to project what Bitcoin could be doing next. And I agree. Historically, Bitcoin has inevitably and eventually followed gold's trajectory, right? So, which is a very, very bullish thing. So yeah, anyway, guys, I'm going to have some lunch. I got to get to some coaching calls over on the Patreon. Get over there, book your coaching call today, or join our group coaching calls. I dropped 4 new trades over there today, and I'm dropping 4 more this evening. Right now, starting today, using the promo code in the chat, 50% off for the holiday season, guys. Don't miss out on it. Jump aboard today. The link's in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. See you guys in the next one. God bless.